Everybody, welcome back to Dustin's Vinyl. It's very exciting to always be talking vinyl and music with you guys, with my cool crew, and very excited. Like, you know, I'm moving, I think, until last week, so I'm a little crazy. I packed up all my vinyl, and so I don't have a lot of vinyl to share tonight, but I am excited for this show. I'm going to open up top with, it's Women's History Month, which is important. It was International Women's Day the other day. So in honor of Women's History Month, I just wanted to, and this is not in any top 5 order. I hate when people do that with music. Like, stop doing with your top 5 list. Stop doing your top 10 list. Just say, hey, I love these guys. They don't need to be in order. Not one artist is better than the other. It's like they all offer something different. So anyway, I would like to do some of my favorite female guitarists, women that shred the guitar. One of my favorites is, see if I say her name right, Ruder Suiz of Nashville Pussy. She is the baddest chick I've ever seen on a guitar, man. She is awesome. She shreds that thing like any dude you've ever seen. She's fantastic. That band is one of my favorites. We're gonna have to cover an album of Nashville Pussy at some point. They're so good live, and she makes that whole band. You know, the lead singer is really cool. He's kind of got this Lemmy thing, country Johnny Cash Lemmy Motorhead thing going, but she shreds. Ruder is amazing on guitar. She's so great. So the next up is so get you Nashville Pussy. All their albums are amazing. They're one of those kind of underground bands that not a lot of people know about them. So get you some Nashville Pussy. And when they say pussy, they mean kitty cat. So don't make it weird. Bonnie Raitt is also another one that just really gets down with some blues guitar and country. I think she got that little white streak in her hair. I think she got struck by the lightning gods of guitar, because she can really get down. I really love listening to her albums, and she's great live. I saw her once live. Phenomenal guitarist and songwriter. Next up is more on the acoustic side. Kind of when I was a kid, Tracy Chapman, always really loved the way she strummed acoustic guitar. That first Tracy Chapman album is phenomenal. She's, really just has something special when she's singing and playing guitar. And so Tracy Chapman is cool. She's got some later work that's really, out there too, that's worth checking out. And probably the baddest chick ever, Lita Ford, is from the Runaways. She launched out her own career as Joan Jett launched hers. Lita Ford is just a bad chick. She's so cool, and she really was in that whole glam metal. She hung in there with all the bands, everybody that was doing stuff, Motley Crue, all those guys. She was doing her own thing. And actually, one of my random pulls today, since I don't have all my albums, I have this is actually not mine. My girl's. I found her 45 of Close My Eyes Forever with Lita Ford and Ozzy Osbourne, which was a fun, great kind of ballad rock, song of that era. I believe it's 80s, probably. I'm assuming it's 80s, probably 88 or something, 89, maybe later. Maybe early 90s. I'll figure that out later. But anyway, really good. Lita Ford is great. She's got, went to a party last Saturday night. I didn't get laid, but I got in a fight. It ain't no big thing. That song's great. And so get you some Lita Ford, and just, basically just pulling stuff that didn't make my packing set. But I think I covered this before when I did the Instagram show, but this is an old 45 as well, of Susie and the Banshees, who's not a guitarist, but a great female lead singer and great band. And so in honor of Women's History Month, Susie and the Banshees was my random pull. And Lita Ford, look how cool she is in her leather pants and her awesome rockness. So yeah, so seek out women artists for March and beyond March. But there's some really cool women. A lot of people don't think of women when they think of guitarists. There's a lot of cool guitar rock bands that are women led, and we appreciate you women for putting up with us dudes and doing your own thing. So we love you women. So that's my quick little intro today, and just excited to bring in my crew, and we'll be talking some vinyl records today. So without further ado, as they would say in the 60s, please give it up for my guys, Adam and Jeffrey. What's up, guys?
Hello, Dustin.
What's up?
Hey.
Bring Adam in there too. What's going on?
I like those picks for your female guitar players. You left out a big one.
I didn't leave anything out. It's my appreciation of the people I like. Stop being that guy. Stop being that guy. Nobody left out anybody.
I'm that guy. And
don't be that guy. Don't be. This was not a top five. Don't be that guy. This was not a top. It was not a top 4 list. This was people I appreciate. So how about you say it like this? Hey, you know who else I like?
Dustin, do you know who else I like?
Perfect. See, now we're human beings. I love it. Who else do you like?
Bring me up some cucumber, please. Okay, some cucumber water.
Don't make
read
fun.
My mind. Read my mind. Who am I thinking?
As female,
let me see.
Nancy Wilson.
There we go. Nancy Wilson.
Yeah, and I've covered Heart. It was good, and we covered the album, and it was great. Heart's fantastic.
Also, the other single, the Susie and the Banshees, that's a great single, man. Cities and Dust.
Oh yeah, this Cities and Dust. This is a great single. The album's great. I want to get the album. I don't think I have the album, but what is it? Tinderbox? Is that? Yeah, that's
and
the
then
album.
And then the one after that is a great album too. Peekaboo.
Yeah, that's a great single. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, those are some nice choices there.
Yeah, you gotta celebrate. I didn't think it through till last minute, so I realized it was, but we should maybe do, at some point cover maybe, some more women for March, Women's History Month. But they contribute a lot of stuff to rock, then they don't get the credit a lot of times.
Do they? I don't know.
What was that? You don't think women contribute to rock?
I'm joking.
The guy who loves Jewel. The guy's obsessed with Jewel. That's what I heard. That's the word on the street. Yeah. My friend dated her, actually.
Who, Pat Benatar?
Yeah, he dated her back in right before she got famous. He was a comic. He's a writer. Done. He was a writer for like SNL and stuff. But he was he dated her at the she used to do sets at the old Improv, and she would just do like they'd have musical acts and comedians, and she was one of the musical acts right before she popped.
Wow, that's great. That had to be like probably late 70s, I would imagine.
Yeah. John DeBellis. I don't know if you know him, but he's a comic writer and stuff. But yeah,
no, but I would love to know him. That's a great feather in his cap there. I've been on this bandwagon. I have been on this bandwagon.
You can't say that shit anymore. You're anti-Women's History Month. Like, you can't say that shit. Feather in the cap, notch on the belt. That's not what,
It's an old notch on the belt.
Stop it. They're going to shut us down. They're going to shut us down.
I can only hope we can get that kind of attention.
True. 6 Twitter guys, 6 Twitch guys are going to stop watching.
Yeah, they're going to put down their Cape Cod chips, to complain about us.
Love those.
I have been on this crusade to get Pat Benatar into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for like the longest time. I think it's a gross oversight that she is not in.
Really? That's weird. I thought, you sure?
I'm positive. I am positive. In fact,
it feels like it happened already. That's how good she is.
Donnie Zolden from Stand Up New York thinks I have this weird obsession with Pat Benatar that like, I mean, every show that I'm on, it seems to come up, but I'm very passionate about it. I think she is an amazing performer. When you look at the performance that they put in front of her, I don't think it's fair.
Okay. Don't do the same show. Don't do the same show you did last week on this show. Okay.
Did we talk about this last week?
No, but who's your band? Who's your band? You went all Pat Benatar. Right. I'm just saying.
I did go.
Let's don't repeat. Let's don't repeat.
Thank you for listening. Let me tell you, a lot of rules today on this show.
There is rules. The rules is like, make this a fresh experience. And
This is who else am I complaining about? Also the Go-Go's. I think the Go-Go's should be in.
Oh, absolutely. Go-Go's is one of the greatest bands ever. They're all female rock band, phenomenal. Yeah, I think they're one of the best. And they, it's like another time they would have been more punk. Like if they had started a little earlier, because I mean they got poppy because that's where the money was. But they're good, man. They're kind of like the Cars. They're kind of like the Cars to me. They're like a female Cars.
Yeah, except they didn't sustain it as long.
How many albums did the Cars really have that were very popular, like top 100? I mean, how many? I mean, there
at least 6.
6. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I would say less, but I'm sure you know. I just don't. I feel like
Cause one, Candio, Touch and Go, the one with Magic on it. I mean, they have a.
But there wasn't a lot of Cars.
Top of my head.
There wasn't a lot of Cars in the '90s, is what I'm saying. Like they didn't really go that far into the '90s. You know?
But they're all well, because they're a band that debuted their album in '78. And were huge in the 80s with
like Duran Duran. Yeah.
They're like, and then the 90s grunge came, and that's what
I'm saying. They didn't.
And also, they died. You know, Benjamin Moore passed away. And there's the end of the Cars.
I'm just saying, but you could easily say the Cars, the Go-Go's, Duran Duran. I mean, there were just certain bands that were, they excelled in the 80s. And then,
and the Cars are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I just don't think, I think, the Go-Go's opened the door for a lot of female rock bands. I think they inspired a lot of women. And,
there's a really good documentary out on them. I think that it's on Netflix, I believe.
Yeah. You're right.
So that'll happen. That's the thing too. It's so funny. This, I know you've worked a lot of them, so you know the experience better than I do. But I think it's funny. Like it's almost like they need this anticipation of like, come on, man, just like Bon Jovi should have been in there 4 years ago and whatever. Like they create this kind of language, and then it hypes up the induction of the band. So it's like without people going, I can't believe the Go-Go's aren't in it. They'll be in it. There's no way. They may have all those singles, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's almost like
it creates a buzz.
Yeah. They encourage this kind of outrage of rock people wanting their band to be in there. And then eventually they get in. I mean, eventually I think they're going to run out, so it's like, so I guess they're going to start doing younger people, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just a weird thing that helps. It helps the cause for guys to be like, I can't believe that band's happening.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Yeah. I listen, you, especially me, me. I want the audience to know I'm really not the most patient guy in the world.
You're really audience. You're really pushing it with that phrase. We love you guys, but I know there's 4 of you out there. But go ahead.
I want you, Adam and Jay, to know that I'm really not the most patient guy in the world.
No, and I appreciate that about you too. You're who you are. I'm just saying, it's fine. It's what it is.
I don't pretend to be anybody. I'm not.
Of course,
I am me. I am who I am.
But I got to rein you in sometimes, and then you have to expand me sometimes. It's what it is. It's called a partnership. It's a marriage. It's a marriage. It's a podcast marriage. Yeah.
And this is why I love Dustin Chafin. There are things that like I consider doing, and then I have like during the week doing, especially during comedy all the time, and I have Dustin in my head, and I always say, man, you were always a guy who really influenced me a lot, in not just in comedy, but in decision making and being more open minded to a lot of things.
Great. So if you go on a murder spree, they're going to look to me. I get it.
Well, I will sell you out immediately. I'll be like the son of Sam, and you'll be like the dog. It was Dustin.
It was me. Always me. Very cool.
Dustin Chafin.
All right, bring us in, Jeff. What do we got today?
Okay, so today, man, this is a band. I know you don't like the word underrated, so I'm not going to say underrated. I'm going to say
no way this band was underrated.
I'm going to say overlooked. I think they're overlooked.
There's no way this band was overlooked.
I totally disagree with you on that.
No, you cannot. Go ahead. All right.
Let's introduce to the audience what the album and the band
underrated.
Is. 1987's 6th studio album of INXS, Kick, an album with 4. There it is. 4 top 10
I have singles. It actually. It just packed. That's all.
No, I know you do. I mean, I know you love this band too.
Yes.
But look at the first 4 singles before we even get to the deeper tracks. Things like New Sensation, Never Tear Us Apart, Devil Inside, Need You
Devil
Tonight.
Inside.
These
Devil
are
Inside. Every single one of us. Devil
huge
Inside.
albums, and this is the follow-up to an album that was, I think, equally as good. Was Listen Like Thieves.
Great album. Yeah, great album.
Yeah, but I love that this. The reason why I say overlooked is you see like all these polls. I see a lot of them recently. Best lead singer. I never see Michael Hutchence on that. And Michael Hutchence, to me, is the epitome of cool. He had to be one of the coolest guys who's ever been around without trying. He just, it just like you said, he is who he is. And I think, I don't think the Ferris brothers get enough credit as writers. I mean, some of the hooks in these songs, like a song like, I wrote down, what did I think had a catchy hook, like Need You Tonight.
That's a great song.
Like those hooks. Right. Number one single. Why don't people talk about these things? I don't know. I think they're great. I think they're.
First, I mean, location. I bet if you're in Australia, there's some guys telling you how amazing they are.
Agreed.
Americans, sometimes foreign bands.
I think like when you talk about like the lexicon of these great bands, I think this is a band that's always kind of overlooked. And when you look at their catalog and when you look at like this album that we're talking about today, I mean, these are just so good. Need You Tonight made it to number 1. Devil Inside was a number 2 overall single. New Sensation hit number 3 and is known for that great sax solo from Kirk Fegley, and it's a great party song. And then we're not even mentioning like my favorite song on the album is the title track. I love Kick. A song that gets you hype and get you jumping. And I know, Adam, you had texted me earlier in the week when we were talking about something else that you thought this was like their attempt at Motown. Yeah. And I think they had done tunes like this earlier on off the first album. Off of Listen Like Thieves, and the song is escaping me because I'm just like entrenched in this right now. But also, do you remember the song "Meditate" off of this one?
Absolutely.
Where every line rhymed with 8. And it's a tribute to the, if you saw that, if anyone watched MTV in the day, this was like a huge video.
Not this crowd,
and it was,
but yeah.
But it was they did it was kind of like a tribute to Bob Dylan's Subterranean Blues.
Hey kids, before they did Ridiculousness on the Hour, there used to be this thing called music videos, and they played videos with the bands, and it was really good. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, doing great.
Yeah. No, so it's killing me. I can't remember this other song that off of Listen Like Thieves, but they had always had like horns and the sax, so they had always kind of had that sound. But I think on Kick they take it up a notch, and this is a very mature album for them without losing their identity, on who they are. So this is an album I think is not underrated, but I think this is a lead singer. I think this is a band that is always overlooked. That what do you think?
Okay, first of all, that song "What You Need," is that the song you're thinking of? Listen Like These?
No.
Kiss the Dirt, Good Bad Times, Biting Bullet. Let's see.
Let me find it.
All right. Okay. First of all, this band is gigantic, huge part of my life. I had beautiful hair like Michael Hutchence in high school. You had your little mullet going. I had the perfect bangs to the side, kind of cut long, curly hair. I mean, Michael Hutchence is the only reason I got girls in high school. I'll tell you that. I figured that look out and it worked. I love INXS. I agree with you to an extent. I think more people should definitely know who they are. I went down a spiral of so much INXS. Even their early stuff before Listen Like Thieves is really good. One of their best songs is yeah, that's a great one. What's that great single off of that one?
It's the One Thing.
One Thing.
Yeah.
I think that's
that breakout.
Is it One Thing? Yeah, that was a good one. So yeah, they're great, man. Here's the deal. Is I don't think when I say underrated, I just mean like, it's like this band was gigantic. It's like they were huge when this album came out. That's all everybody thought of. When I've said this before and I'll say it again, the show, when I saw at Dallas Stadium, completely sold out at the Cowboys Stadium. It's Guns N' Roses opened for them in 87. So they were just as big, and INXS closed the show. So this band did not suffer from not enough people knowing who they were, at least when this album came out. I feel like this album was kind of the cusp of it. Like it kind of like the next album, not as much. They started kind of like Suicide Blonde, and a couple of songs were popular.
Great song.
But not, it did not have the impact that this album had. I mean, but I do love this album. I love every single song on it. I feel this is one of the few albums that, that you've picked that I just know every song. And it's like, such a good, the way each song goes to the next. I do love when Hate goes into Need You Tonight. That's how that one works, right?
Vice versa.
Oh, vice versa. Yeah. But I love how that whole thing works. Like it's not a beat. It just kind of goes right into the song. And so, yeah, it's Devil Inside. The videos were great. But I don't, it's just an era that's different. So I don't think and I think the problem with them not being in the conversation of Nirvana and the conversation of, certain bands is just, it was a little bit of bubblegum that was added to this coolness of kind of rock that they had. But I think I don't know. It's just like it might be an Australian thing. Like it's like an Australian pop thing. They just kind of just weren't people just, AC/DC's their own thing. Like they could be from anywhere, but I think this band just kind of just had huge success. And, who knows if Michael Hutchins hadn't died, maybe they would have had some sort of surgence and some sort of new sound that they would be doing. That's the thing when a band kind of, the lead singer dies, but I don't know. I think maybe it's just a little poppier than most, but I think they're great. I love this album. I think it's definitely, Listen Like Thieves is probably my favorite, but I think this is definitely the second favorite. And my God, all you heard was this album when I was a kid. When I was they were nonstop. So when you say underrated, man, it's like, come on, dude. They made bazillions of dollars, and it's like everybody knows who they are.
That's why I stopped myself. I stopped myself and said, overlook. A band, an album that had 4 top 10 singles. Then we start talking. Like a song we didn't even talk about was "Mystified." Yep. Which I think is, probably in my opinion, second best song on the album.
Yeah,
and it's not even one of the top 4 that were released as singles. And the song I was thinking about was off of X. Remember the song "Bitter Tears"?
Yeah.
Great song. Another song with horns and as Adam was saying, had a little bit of that like Motown feel to it, but only because they incorporated horns and the saxophone. But I thought this was a band with a lot more depth than they always got credit with.
Yeah, who's dinging, man? Adam, so what do you think, man? Talk to us.
I think it's it's an incredible album. I think it's near perfect. I kind of wish the album ended with Kick. Colonial Nations and Tiny Daggers a little bit too poppy, a little bit too hokey, I think.
Okay.
And that's where you kind of have that bubblegum pop that you were talking about before.
Yeah, they lose a little bit of
edge.
edge.
New Sensation is bubblegum?
It's commercial. It's very
commercial.
Very commercial. But Colonial Nations and Tiny Daggers remind me a little bit of Kenny Loggins.
Yeah, a little bit.
It was.
Well, that's what hurts the band a little when it comes to this, serious artist conversation. I think it's just they lean towards that a little.
Right.
So that's why they're out of those serious, deep, hard, rock guys or whatever.
Well, Dustin, let me ask you that. How would you compare them to Bon Jovi? Also kind of commercially, some bubblegum songs and a cool lead singer. But Bon Jovi, gets all the accolades. Are they even in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Who, INXS?
Yeah,
I'm sure they are. Can you research that, Adam? That's a band that I think that there's no way they're not in there. I believe I saw them being inducted. I think at some point.
Adam, I hope you're right.
Yeah, Adam, can you check that out for us? They're. I think it's just with Bon Jovi. Maybe a little more airplay, but I think it's about the same kind of success, where I feel like Bon Jovi is really all about one particular album, and Slippery When Wet, I believe, is their huge album.
That
and
in New Jersey.
Yeah,
they go back to back. They're both huge.
Okay, but all right, especially when you're from New York. But yeah, absolutely. But okay, let's just take one of the albums, and which is a little more successful. I would say, Slippery When Wet seems to exploded them, and so
they went from being a feature to being a stadium act.
Whereas
Correct.
I feel Kick exploded INXS. So even if Bon Jovi probably has a better follow-up of an album than INXS did, because that next album is good. I had it. I loved it, because I loved INXS, but I didn't love it like Kick. So I feel like they have these moments, like some albums that they're just kind of not one hit wonders, but kind of one album explosion, moments in their careers where they just like have these albums that kind of identify them, with that height of success. And I think Kick is for them as Bon Jovi, but they both had them. But I think they're both similar in a lot of ways, because I don't think people are saying how much better Bon Jovi is. I think it's a different genre of music, in my opinion. I think it's a different, style that's all totally different. I wouldn't compare those two together, really. I mean, there's saxophones for crying out loud. You know what I mean?
Yeah, by making the parallel that rock bands.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
with like a cool lead singer, which girls would gravitate to, guys would like the music, and I know Michael Hutchins dies, and that's it. I don't count this guy J.D. Fortune as a real.
Oh, they did try that, didn't they? Yeah, they tried it. Yeah, they always try a
reality show, and
it didn't work out the way like it did with Journey. Journey, they got Arnell, and he fit in perfectly. This seems forced.
Yeah, it's tough. And yeah, I agree. I love Michael Hutchins. He was as close to as Jim Morrison as Ian Astbury was. Like he had that kind of feel to him, kind of this like 60s rock god thing going. Yeah, I loved him.
And he was authentic. He was cool. It wasn't fake. He wasn't fake at all.
He's I love
that about
cool
him.
Dude. Very cool dude. Like I said, I tried to, he was all about my, high school, just trying to be like that. He was definitely great, man. Any INXS people out there, Adam, on the Twitcherverse?
Yeah, we have Yo Mom's Arch Enemy saying "Mystified" is the best.
It's a good song.
That's a great,
great song. Yeah,
yeah, and great piano riff on that.
Yeah, INXS is not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, they're not. Okay,
that's fucking nuts.
All right, that's Jeff. Nuts. This is your. We got to get them in, man. This is
Pat Benatar and INXS are now my.
That's a great show right there. Yeah, if those two got in. Yeah,
that is my crusade.
So kids, get out there, petition. We want to get INXS and Pat Benatar. We'll explain who Pat Benatar is later, because I guarantee you most of you don't know who that is.
Forget about social change. This is more important right now.
Way more important. Yes.
Hey, Jeff, you would love this list here. This is the 25 worst inductees. Number 1, they have Stevie Nicks.
You know my feeling on this.
Right.
As a solo artist,
inductees?
Worst inductees, yeah.
She should not be in. Not as a solo artist. I'm sorry.
She was good.
Not as a solo artist. Not
she had a lot of hits. She had a lot of hits.
Name 3.
I'm not as
Edge of 17.
Because it's just so many.
Keep going, Adam. Keep going.
I'm trying to remember the other ones.
Yeah.
Stand Back.
All right. Who else is on that list?
Okay.
We got Joan Jett, number 3.
No, she deserves to be in.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jeff Beck.
Thank God there's some men on here. I was like, come on, guys. It's Women History Month. We're going to do
women in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
2 women up top. All right.
But the Moody Blues.
Did you say Jeff Beck? Jeff Beck is a genius. He's a genius. Like I'm not I don't seek out Jeff Beck, but I know he's a genius, and it's fucking he's a
great guitar player. He was great with the Yardbirds. He was great in the Faces in the short amount of time that he was in it, and he was great as a solo artist.
And you said the Moody Blues, yeah,
they deserve to be in.
I don't like them, but I'm sure they're great. I remember they had some hit in the 80s that drove me crazy.
In the 80s, Gemini Dream.
I don't know. I just they drove me crazy. They played some video.
Dreams.
Yes. Oh my God, that's a song that just makes you want to like jump off a cliff.
Yeah, not one of the best
Tuesday
ones.
Afternoon.
That's a great song.
Yeah,
that's 60s though.
Who else is on the You're Not Worthy?
I like this list.
Bon Jovi
list.
Bon Jovi's on there.
Jeff's life is shattered now.
Right.
I understand.
They should be in. They should be in.
I mean, I guess I could see why someone wouldn't like them. You know, I mean, but they have good songs. But you know, what's funny is like watching that whole thing happen. Them, picking the songs that they played on the thing. If it depends. It depends what you're into. If you're into like radio rock, then Bon Jovi's your thing. If you want more sophistication, I mean, I think they're great musicians, but the music itself, is a little limited. I would say that. I think it's limited music. I think they're talented and what they did was amazing, but I think it's a bit limited. I mean, there's some intricate stuff that happens. I think Dead or Alive is probably one of the more intricate songs, but I think, it's limited. It's not bad. I grew out of Bon Jovi is what I'm trying to say.
Usually when you reach 16, you do. But
there's other bands I could still, listen to that I listened to in high school.
Like INXS.
Not as much.
You still listen to this?
Not as much. Like I own Kick and everything, but it's not something I listen to all the time, But it's just not something I'm connected to like I was. But but ZZ Top I'm still into. Or,
they're great.
Rolling Stones. There's certain bands you're still into, but that you stay in there, and then some just affect you as a young person. But whatever.
Everyone who you just mentioned, Adam, INXS should be in ahead of.
Oh yeah. How about Journey?
It's not even close.
Give me one more on that list.
Journey.
Not worthy. Journey's not worthy.
Yeah.
No,
that's actually the one. That's the one too that they said INXS, Go-Go's, Whitney Houston, and Duran Duran should be in instead of
Whitney's not in.
No,
I don't think so.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of that.
But yet Janet Jackson is interesting.
Hey, Janet's a bad broad. She did some cool stuff.
It's not the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can debate that. You can debate that all day. There's so many bands that got inducted that aren't rock. I mean, Aretha's not rock.
Not rock.
I mean, so I don't know. Journey's, I like Journey. They're great.
The argument you just made for Bon Jovi, you can cut and paste, and that's the argument for Journey.
Okay, absolutely. That's the thing, and I feel about the same way. It's like I like 2 Journey songs, and that's I can't get into Journey. I like Journey before Perry actually.
When they're a progressive rock band.
Yeah, they're musically they're phenomenal. I think they got overshadowed a little bit with his. I mean, he has a great fucking voice, but sometimes it's like and I think that was a little bit of the problem with the band. There's a lot of times it's like they just wanted to jam, and he just wanted these tight, ballads and stuff. So I know that was a lot of the problem.
What are the 2 songs you like by Journey? Just kind of curious.
2 songs. I don't even know. I'd have to think about it.
Don't Stop Believing.
It's okay. I mean, that's one of those songs you can't not like that song. Mm-hmm. It's like in our DNA. Like if you're a certain young boy and if you ever tried to dream and do something, that song is kind of your soundtrack. I mean, they made a whole movie about it that you hate, Rock of Ages.
Dude, I'm so glad you brought that up. That fucking scene when they're singing it at the end, and then the bar back and the blonde come out and sing. It is so. There are so many scenes in that movie that are just off the charts cringy, and you have to, please.
Hilarious. No. Yeah, I mean, Journey's one's better. Like I said, I like them, but I don't, it's not in my repertoire. It's good music, and I like it. It's definitely an era of music that's great, but it's not something that I really go out of my way to listen to.
You are who you
and
are.
I love the documentary.
You're bluesy guys. Oh, yeah. That's a great, yes. That's a great one. It's a great story.
Yeah, the whole story. And that's great. I guess it is called Don't Stop Believing. Is that what it's called?
I think so. Yeah, but
yeah,
there's a couple. But it's the one how they found Arnell, right? It's
and it's great. It's and I love the story and everything. They're good and that's a guy. If I'm going to use that word, underrated. Who's the guitarist for Journey? What's that guy?
Neil Schon.
Yeah, he's great. Like he's definitely, I think,
started out in Santana at the age of 16
and
played at Woodstock.
Wow, phenomenal! Wow, that's great. I didn't know that. That's fantastic. But yeah, that's a guy that if you listen to Journey and just kind of kind of separate the singing a little bit and just listen to the music, it's really good. Same with Queen. It's like it's like this the powerful singing. Sometimes you forget how great the band is.
They were on their way. I mean, I know it's not a Journey show, but they were on their way of on getting dropped from the label. And on the A&R man's request, they said, let's bring in a singer. Maybe we'll give it one more shot here. And they did, and they were able. They came up with I think. Was that Any Way You Want It or Lights? That was off like the first album with Steve Perry, and they just kind of exploded from there.
Very cool. All right. Anything else on Kick, Adam?
We let's do one more band on this list. Chicago.
No, they deserve to be in there. Great.
I knew that would piss off Jeff. Yeah. Yeah, they're good. They're good, man. I think it's, I really want to seek out, like, Jeff, give me a not sappy Chicago album. Give me
early Chicago 2.
Like Chicago 2. Okay. Because I will, that sappy shit just drove me nuts, but
it changes when Terry Kath dies.
Okay.
But even Hendrix said Terry Kath was his favorite guitar player.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I mean, Terry Kath was insane. He was insane.
That's another band that you don't think when you hear Chicago, you don't think guitar. You think, a song about my ex and, I want to just, eat ice cream on the couch and cry. That's what I think of Chicago. You're the meaning of my life. You're the, it's like, oh, that crap. So
they changed their sound in the 90s when Dave
90s or 80s?
Maybe no, you're probably right. You're probably 80s when David Foster started producing them, and the band focused on Peter Cetera, who was a little bit more poppy. But before that, when it was Terry Kath and
they were a big band, right? Like a lot of there's like
about
10 people.
About 11 members in the band, horn section. But they were like a jazz fusion band, with elements of blues. And that's why I think if you listen to Chicago 2, I saw them on a tour where they played the whole Chicago 2 album. And if you really like that type of musicianship, where there's a lot of improvisation, it was really good. But they also had a couple of big hits off of that album too, like 25-624 and Color My World.
Cool. I'll check it out. All right, Adam, anything else from the peeps or anything?
Yeah, we got a Chicago fan here. Captain Janeway says my favorite song is Color My World.
What album is that?
Yeah, great song.
It's on.
Is it the early stuff?
Yes, that's off Chicago 2.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check it out, man. It's like I said, it's a band that, I know they're good, but I just, they just got elevator music-fied, you know what I mean? It's like even U2's that way now. It's like
I don't know what happened to you too.
Yeah, it happens, All right, cool. Adam, bring us into the second featured album of the day.
Well, we got something a little bit different than INXS, and it's gonna be a bit divisive, I think. This is a really fiery album. This is an album that is a call to arms. It's the 2020 album, the fourth studio album by the hip hop duo Run the Jewels. So RTJ 4. I'm just watching Jeff shake his head there.
No.
Keep going. What do you have? Tell us about this album, Adam.
Well, I mean, to me, I think this is one of the best albums of last year. It's a very timely album. It's a bit nihilistic, but it's also it's very political. It's also I think there's some hope in it too. And Want to hear what you guys think about it?
Yeah, this is a cool. They're a cool duo. I saw them actually at a performance at Jimmy Fallon, Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. They were the musical guest. And we had some friends in town, and one of my friends was a writer on the show, so we brought them on the show, and they were the musical guests, and they were fantastic. They were good, and I didn't get crazy hooked on them, but I enjoyed them, and I seeked out a couple of their albums and stuff, and I own this album, and I think it's really definitely one of their best. And it's not something, I'm not going to pretend that I'm this huge hip hop guy, but I enjoy the music, and I enjoy kind of. There's certain, when I like hip hop, I like, hip hop that's kind of taken to another level, hip hop that's kind of like progressive and, just Kendrick Lamar type of stuff. Mm-hmm. And, I feel like these guys do that. They take it to another, level, and it's definitely aggressive. It's not, oh, yeah. you don't want to be the white guy with your top down, listen to this, at a stoplight, but like it's, you feel really white when you listen to it. You're like, should I be listening to this? This is a little, yeah. But there's some cool songs on it. And I think overall it's a cool album, and I love kind of their vibe to the music industry. And I think they're definitely, they're what's happening, and they're very current, to the new sound of music, and they do a good job, man. I think they produce, some cool songs, and take some, there's some saxophone here and there, and some different, risks that they take, and some cool features are on the album. Who are some of the features that are on this?
There's 2 Chainz for Out of Sight. We got Pharrell and Zach De La Rocha, for Just, and Pulling the Pin, Queens of the Stone. Oh, they had Mavis Staples and Josh Homme on that one.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Like that's the kind of stuff I love, just kind of just weird kind of features and, stuff. But anyway, Jeff, what do you think about this? I see you getting all riled up over there. Right. You're like, it ain't Run DMC, I'll tell you that.
I think I actually said those words to Adam the other day.
Oh, yeah.
It's no Sugar Hill Gang, but, whatever. I tried.
All Sugar Hill did was start rap. So let's, well, I'm going to start by saying, I don't think this album is I'm the demographic. I don't think they're aiming it towards me. God, listen, the first song I heard of, Just. Okay. And I'm excited because, Zach De La Rocha is going to feature on it, and he don't come until the end. And it's just like, but okay, let me start with something because I'll say something good. Okay. I like the song Never Look Back. I thought that was a good message. It was a song that I can listen to that. If I was making a mixtape, if there was such a thing anymore, I'd put that on it. But you lost me, Adam, at Walking in the Snow.
I wanted to drive.
That is
I want to fucking drive to your house.
Video too, very cool video.
Punch you in the face. Stop.
That's what it's supposed to do, Jeff. It's supposed to make you want. Yes. That is what hip hop is. Sometimes it's good for that.
It's the repetition. It's the repetition.
Oh, come on. You can say that about a lot of music, man.
Walking in the snow. No, I didn't like that. I didn't like Pulling the Pin, with the grenade. So insightful. I'm trying to think. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Stop. Guys, please. You're killing me, Adam. You're killing me.
What are there people out there that want to chime in? Any run?
Let's see. Happy Mischief says new protest music, and your mom's arch enemy says RTJ videos are next level.
They really are. Well, the Walk in the Snow is great. I think it's like action figures or something. That's so cool. Yeah. It's like it's like Peter Gabriel stuff, man. It's like just like innovative music videos. They're really talented, man.
It's NSYNC did the same thing. Action figures.
Okay, man.
Well, they did.
I don't have a problem with NSYNC. I get it. For a boy band, they did all right. It's but you're right. I appreciate your honesty, because it's like, it's fine. It's fine not to like something, but it's just, but they are very talented. It's like they're, each album is, can hold on its own, and it's like cool that, to just have something different. that's available to us. And this is a great, duo, band, whatever you want to call them, that they're available to us. I enjoyed, what's the one quote before the firing squad? I know I said that wrong. What is it?
I think it's Pulling the Pin. Was that the one, or
the firing squad? Something. There's something.
A few words for the firing squad. That's a fantastic song.
Last track.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy that song.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it is fantastic.
Song.
It's really cool. Yeah, I like that song because the saxophone lay in that is great. It's because it's funny. It's it's cool. It kind of has a spoken word feel to it because it has the lay of the saxophone. It's kind of low and stuff, and it's just groovy, man. I really like it. It's I like just something aggressive with the horn happening. Just I don't know. It's just because that's what Marvin Gaye was like that, where he would just say these poignant things with this kind of groovy, kind of horn thing happening. So I don't know. It reminded me of Marvin Gaye. How about that, Jeff?
Okay. We're all entitled to our opinion.
He's saying something big, saying something important. Yeah. I guess you didn't march for Black Lives Matter, did you, buddy?
I went to one march.
Did you? Good for you.
I did. Listen, you know my opinion on it. I went to one. If I'm gonna comment on it, on these marches, I had to see them in person.
I respect that.
So I went.
But it's good hip hop, man. It's good. I like it. I think it's good shit. It's
Marvin Gaye. I love Marvin Gaye. I think what's going on.
It's modern Marvin Gaye. It's somebody, they're saying just as important things as Marvin Gaye was saying. Are you kidding me? You don't need hooks. It's maybe not everybody likes hooks.
Blues Traveler says the hook is what will always bring you back.
Well, nobody knows who Blues Travelers is but us, the three of us. There's nobody in this.
That's my third thing on the crusade. INXS, Pat Benatar, get the world to know Blues Traveler.
Yeah, Run for the Jewels is cool. I think they're great. I think they're interesting and fun and. Maybe not fun, but they're, it's aggressive hip hop with kind of just important statements and some interesting elements that they add to the music, with the features and the horns and things. I don't know. I just like where it's going. If you're going to overproduce and do, that kind of music, it's, they're doing a good job with it. So anybody else chiming in? Because Jeff is wanting to get back to Bon Jovi immediately.
Jay Dies-A-Lot says Blues Traveler's entertaining, but I don't know about Hall of Fame.
I agree.
I agree. They're not Hall of Faming.
You said it, Jeff. Stand by what you.
I didn't. I never said they should be in the Hall of Fame. I said they said that the hook brings you back. I was quoting a song.
Yeah, they're good, but they have that one song. I can't. I don't know any other songs. And when I say that one song, we all know what I'm talking about. What's that song?
Run Around.
Around and Hook.
Run Around. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, they're talented, but they're cool. I don't know if I love that guy, but did he pass? He passed, right?
No. He just got skinny.
Around.
He just got skinny. Okay. He's better when he's fat.
Did he? Oh yeah. There's a lot of people like that. John Goodman's like that.
Oh, he looks weird, doesn't he? Looks
Al Roker.
They look like deflated balloons.
Yeah, John Goodman freaks me out every time.
Yeah, he's weird looking.
I mean, it's good for them, I guess. Maybe they live longer, but it's really about aesthetically for us. We like them. We like them meaty.
It's off-putting. It also looks like he has colored in eyebrows.
Is Meatloaf skinny?
No. He tried to get skinny. It didn't take.
It didn't work out.
No,
I like him in Fight Club where he had the tits.
The tits. Yeah. You want to see, Dustin, you want to watch a cringy documentary? Watch Meatloaf's documentary.
Okay. All right, where's that at? Showtime or something?
No, I think you get it on Netflix.
Okay, I'll check it out.
And he's going on tour Meatloaf. After all these years. So did I. But watch the video. I'd love the doc. I'd love to hear your opinion on it after you watch it.
Sure, absolutely. All right, Adam, floor is yours, buddy.
All right. Let's see. We got one new album coming up that looked pretty interesting. Motorhead's Live to Win, which is it's a unique collection of both solo and band tracks and includes covers of AC/DC, Judas Priest, Elvis, Queen, U2, and more. So that sounds pretty interesting.
That's great.
That sounds good.
I'm sure they got the Louie was one of my favorite covers they did. That's I'll definitely get that. That sounds great. And somebody, guys, let's turn our phones up before the show starts. It's not that hard, man. Just put it on vibrate, guys. I know we're not NBC, but let's pretend we are. All right, go ahead. Ding, ding. All right, give us some more music. What do we got? What else is coming up?
There was another one I had up here, but I can't remember what it was.
You lost it. You lost it because your phone was dinging. So yeah. You're like, what?
Yeah, what was that other one?
That's
the Motorhead one is pretty impressive. So
okay,
I think that's
good enough.
Oh no, here we go. There was a Rob Zombie one. The Lunar Injection Kool-Aid Eclipse Conspiracy. There we go.
Yeah, he has a new album coming out.
It's a new one. I think it was. I think it said here it came out in October. I think it's just out on vinyl now.
Oh, great! Yeah, I love Rob Zombie. Have you seen him live, Jeff?
Yes.
Who'd you see him with? Ozzy?
Yeah, I saw him a couple of times. I saw them with Pantera. And,
nice! That's a fun show.
And the Deftones, and I saw them with the Butthole Surfers.
Oh wow! There you go. Those are
at
really
Roseland.
weird, fun. Those are weird, fun shows. Oh wow! I bet that was great. That's a small spot. That's perfect. Yeah, I saw him a couple of times, Ozzy, and then I saw him by himself. And he's great. Well, the shows are great. It's like the film thing that's happening on stage and like all this like short films and stuff. But yeah, he's good, man. He's like it's kind of
like a Marilyn Manson type. The music.
Yeah, don't tell him that. He'd get really pissed if you said that. Because he took his guitarist, and what's that guy's name? Johnny Five? Is that his name? What's the guitarist?
John Five. Yeah,
John Five. Yeah,
John Five is great.
Yeah, well, he played. I guess he was with Marilyn, and then he went to Rob Zombie, and so every time in the live show, they would make fun of Marilyn Manson. He would always bust on him like, this guy played for that other guy who's not as good as me. Like he would just go off and they would just this whole thing. It was really funny.
Almost the same guy.
not really. They're not the same guy.
If you ever listen to their music, it's that churning.
No.
Oh yeah.
No, it's totally different. It's like Marilyn's more haunty and kind of gothic, whereas I feel like Zombie's a little harder. It's like it's more guitars and rock, and he's got that kind of synthy, weird, kind of ghouly thing going. But it's a different sound. I think I would think it's totally separent. Different sounds.
Haunty is a good way to describe Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
But they're both kind of like, I think,
semantics. That's what we do on the show. It doesn't really matter. We were both saying the same thing.
Now I want to go see Rob Zombie. I can't wait for his concerts to come back. I want to see Rob Zombie now. Now I'm in the mood.
Let's do it. I think I got tickets to the Flaming Lips. So.
The Bubble Show.
Yeah, in Los Angeles. Yeah, it's like I think it's in June, I believe. So hopefully that's happening.
Will things be open?
That's what we're hoping. Yeah, the concert's happening. So there's a COVID insurance you can buy, but we'll see.
Because I saw that the Beacon in New York City is selling tickets. I think Primus, I think, is going to be playing.
That'd be fun.
But I'm not sure, what capacity that's selling at.
I think right now it's only 33%. I think in New York.
That explains why it's a high ticket price.
Yeah,
I think it's like a $250 ticket.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Hopefully, people get that. I mean, people are getting the vaccine pretty quick in New York, so maybe that'll change a little bit. Comedy's opening up on April 2nd, and pleased with the dings. But yeah, and so I think Who's that? Who is that? Who's dinging? Is it me?
I think it's you, Dustin.
Is it? No, it's not me.
I don't know.
My phone's on freaking vibrate.
We just want
hilarious. This is the Ding Show. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for tuning in. We'll work on the. Oh my God, who is that?
I think it's you, Dustin.
It's not me. No, look, nobody's called me. It would say missed call. Nobody's called me. So next week we'll work on getting our phone situation under control. But thank you for listening to Dustin's Vinyl, everybody. Please hit our Instagram page and trying to bump that up. I'll get some more content out on that as well. We're going to be doing some Instagram videos, and Adam and I are going to start producing some how to take care of your records and things like that. So some hack tricks to being a vinyl collector. And so any questions you have, I love this collecting of vinyl. And so any questions you have with that kind of stuff, I can give you all the tips on how to hit the Goodwill stores and all that stuff. So thanks for listening in, and please hit our Facebook page as well. And let us know if there's any albums you want us to cover, and we will do our best to cover them here on the show. Thanks, guys. A lot of fun. Next time I see you, I'll be in Los Angeles. Be going Hollywood. I'll be at the Viper Room, buddy. Can't wait to go there. You have to come visit me, Jeff. Come visit me. We'll go to the Rainbow Room. Yeah,
absolutely.
All right.
That's a sure thing. I'll see you, man. Be well.
All right. Take care, guys. Woo, keep rocking.